Hi, good morning, namaskar. Welcome back again to the next series of or next section of the program management discussion. Previously, we have covered three. Previously, we have covered the discussion in three parts. So I hope you have got a chance to look at it. If not, please do read them. If you are having difficulty in understanding with respect to project, you can check the other discussion videos wherein we have discussed the project management part of it. If there is any feedback, I'm more than happy to take it. Please do write to me or connect with me on LinkedIn, and let's start today's discussion. Thank you. So let's have a quick recap of what we have discussed so far. Give me a second. Let me switch back to the old slides. All right. So initially we discussed about the application of program management, then the domains that we are going to discuss. What are program management fundamentals? What is a program? Group of related projects. We discussed an example of a company, a chairman who wanted to become real big, and he asked from his leadership team and the board of directors, board members, to suggest the sectors which are known as portfolios. So here the leadership team suggested portfolios such as oil and gas, metro rail, power program, and then airport program. And because power program has three different projects, it is collectively known as program. It has three different projects under airport, therefore it is known as airport program. I hope it's clear now. We discussed the examples of 4 power plants. Why do we do things at a program level? The benefits of doing the projects at a program level are resource optimization, effective management of funds, better management of schedules, cost, risk, collective capabilities. And these are the benefits of doing the projects at a program level. Then we discussed managing projects, subsidiary programs, program activities. Program enhances the delivery of benefits, incremental delivery of benefits, and then we discussed the all at once delivery of benefits through examples of drug development and the examples of process improvement and stuff like that. Then we discussed the caution points of program management. Component projects are programs that do not advance common or complementary goals, or that do not jointly contribute to the delivery of common benefits, should be managed separately. Component projects are projects which complement the successfulness of the main program. Then defining a program, what is program management, the application and knowledge and skills of principles to a program to achieve the program objectives and to obtain benefits. What is program management? We discussed that in detail. What does program manager do? There are 10 responsibilities that a program manager has to adhere to. What is a portfolio? And we discussed, for example, again the same example of a company where a chairman asked suggestions from the board of directors or senior leadership team to suggest something that increase their organization to become 1 lakh crore company, and that's what they suggested. These are known as portfolios. Petrocam project is a portfolio, Infocam project is a portfolio. So all these third layer, you can say it's portfolio or all part of portfolio over here. Then we discuss what is portfolio management, relationships among portfolio, program, and projects. Portfolio is coming through vision and mission. And then we discuss the comparative view of projects, program, and portfolios via scope, change, planning, management, monitoring, success. Then we discuss organizational project management, what it is. It provides a framework in which portfolio, program, and project management practices are integrated to achieve strategic objectives. This is known as OPM. It's a framework. It usually consists of HR policies and IT equipment and policies. And then relationship between, again, I'm not putting in much, I'm not spending much time on the discussion because this is a revision which we have already discussed. And then relationship between program management and project management, the discussion points. Again, what is required in the initiation phase, execution phase, etc., etc. Discuss about risk as well. And then a relationship between program management and project management, how it goes through program, information flows, components, etc. And then program delivery phase, program components, information flows, program delivery and closure phases, how does the information flow and through programs and the components. Then we discuss about relationships among organizational strategy, program management, and operations management. ABC, a small company, then the portfolios, and then the result once you applied those portfolio into actions. Again, strategic planning and programs. Programs are initiated to support ongoing projects, programs, and other work. Program elements or components, projects. What is subsidiary programs? Then we discuss program roles of a program manager. We discussed, we are going to discuss program sponsor now. We discussed program manager, and then subsequently we'll discuss program management office. The role of a program manager is to lead the team, adapt strategies and plans to optimize delivery of benefits, manage complex issues, communication skills, stakeholder engagement skills, very important, change management skills, leadership, analytical, integration, and then we discuss two examples. In a nutshell, what does program manager do, or the competencies required are: manage details while taking a holistic, benefits focused view of the program, leverage a strong working knowledge of the principles, practices, processes, tools, and techniques of portfolio, program, and project management, interact seamlessly and collaboratively with program steering committees and other executive stakeholders, and establish productive and collaborative relationships with team members and their organizational stakeholders. And this is in a nutshell. And now let's discuss role of the program manager. A program manager is an individual or a group that provides resources and support for the program and is accountable for enabling success. A program sponsor is usually the one who is putting in money, who is providing resources, who's putting in money. At an individual level, it could be at a different level, it could be an individual. At an organization level, program sponsor could be a group of high stakeholders or senior leadership team. They can be someone who is directly put into their money, or they may be someone who are part of the organization, but the money involved is from the organization, and the program sponsor is responsible for signing off or releasing that amount. So that is known as program sponsor. A program sponsor is an individual or a group that provides resources and support for the program and is accountable for enabling success. He is the accountable party. At a program level, program sponsor is the accountable party and program manager is mostly the responsible party. At an ideal situation, a program steering committee may assume the role of a program sponsor. First, program sponsor ensures that the program is appropriately supported and able to deliver its intended benefits. In this capacity, the sponsor supports and assists the program manager in stakeholder engagement. Point number 2, program sponsor provides valuable guidance and support to the program manager to ensure that the program receives appropriate high-level attention and consideration. Point number 3, program sponsor ensures that the program manager is informed of organizational changes that may affect the program. Let me repeat that. Program sponsor ensures that the program is appropriately supported and able to deliver its intended benefits. That is the role of the program sponsor because his or her money is involved. In this capacity, the sponsor supports and assists the program manager in stakeholder engagement. Program sponsor provides valuable guidance and support to the program manager to ensure that the program receives appropriate high-level attention and consideration. Point number 3, program sponsor ensures that the program manager is informed of organizational changes that may affect the program. I think it's clear. Let's move ahead. Role of the program management offices. A program management office is a management structure that standardizes the program-related governance processes and facilitates the sharing of resources, methodologies, tools, and techniques. Let's take a moment to understand and reflect. What does it mean? Meanwhile, I set up my writing pad. Okay, so role of the program management office. A program management office is the management structure that standardizes the program related governance processes. This is the keyword, governance processes. How facilitates the sharing of resources, methodologies, tools, and techniques. So if you see, if you travel through through air and you are in a plane, who's driving that plane? The pilot. And the pilot is continuously in contact with the air traffic control, ATC. Now pilot is inside the plane, inside the project, and is driving. He is project manager. The air traffic control, who is giving guidance to this pilot, go 30° north, south, atmospheric conditions, whether the runway is busy or not. These things are provided by ATC. So ATC is more like PMO, project management office, while the actual plane is driven by pilot, which is a project manager. The governance, the guidance, the resources, the methodologies are being provided by air traffic control, which is more like a PMO, project management office. Now PMO is also of three types, which is directive, controlling, and one more. And then organizations are also projectized, metrics, and then the traditional one. So these are further differentiations of the type of project management team you are part of and the PMO. The details you can get through my another video, which is about project management, wherein I have discussed PMO, types of PMO. All right, so I hope this is clear now. A program management office is a management structure that standardizes the program related governance processes and facilitates the sharing of resources, tools, and techniques. I think this is self-explanatory. A program management office is a management structure that standardizes the program related governance processes and facilitates the sharing of resources, methodologies, tools, and techniques. It also supports training and other organizational change management activities. However, you need to remember, program management offices may be established within an individual program to provide support specific to the program, or independent of an individual program to provide support to one or more of an organization's program. Program management office may be established within an individual program to provide support specific to that program. So let's say you have program A going on, it's a big program. You have PMO office dedicated for program A. Or let's say you have program A, B, C, A dash, B dash, C dash, very small programs, and you have collective PMO office of A dash, B dash, C dash. It depends. Independent of an individual program to provide support to one or more of an organization's program. Please remember, when established as part of a program, it is an important element of the program's infrastructure and an aid to the program manager. It will support the program manager with the management of multiple projects and program activities by, first, defining standard program management processes and procedures that will be followed, providing training to ensure that standards and practices are well understood, supporting program communications, supporting program level change management activities, conducting program performance analysis, supporting management of the program schedule and budget, defining general quality standards for the program and its components, supporting effective resource management, providing support for reporting to leadership and program steering committees, supporting document and knowledge transfer, and providing centralized support for managing changes and tracking risks, issues, and decisions. For larger complex programs, PMO provides additional management support for personnel and other resources, contracts and procurements, and legal or legislative issues. So you see, everything is being done at a governance level. So all the things which are required for the governance processes are the things that a program management office should deliver. PMO may take on responsibilities of governing operational part of programs that continue for years. These operational aspects of the program may overlap with the larger organization's operational management. Now, operations, what is the difference between project and operations is? Project has a definite start and a definite end. It is not on. It has a definite start and a definite end. It is not ongoing like operations. Not ongoing like So let's say first time you established a car assembly line. The first time when you're doing it is a project. It's a project. Now the assembly line is done and delivered and it start operating, and you are getting every new car in one day. That is production started, and then it is known as operations because it is ongoing. So here it says PMO may take on responsibilities of governing operational part of the program that continues for years. So operational part, because it is ongoing for years, that may be delivered by PMO. These operational aspects of the program may overlap with the larger organization's operation management. Program manager assumes the role of PMO in those organizations which decide not to have a formal PMO. Program manager assumes the role of PMO because if there is no formal PMO, program manager will only work as the project management office for that organization. It may also happen at a project manager level. If you do not have a PMO separately, the project manager will work as PMO. Program management performance domains. Program management performance domain definitions, program management performance domain interactions, organizational strategy, portfolio management and program management linkage, portfolio and program distinctions, program and project distinctions. So program management performance domains, first is program strategy alignment, then comes program management, program stakeholder engagement, program governance, and the whole thing is known as program lifecycle management is interrelated with each other. Right, I hope you can hear me. So program management performance domains, or the life cycle, looks like program strategy alignment, and this one is program benefits management, program stakeholder engagement, program governance, and program life cycle management is interrelated with all of this. Strategy alignment happens at a vision and mission statement. Then you have programs benefits management, then comes program stakeholder engagement, program governance, and at the end program strategy alignment, and program lifecycle management is interrelated with all of these four things. The 5 domains reflect the higher level business functions that are essential aspects of the program manager's role, regardless of the size of the organization, industry, or business focus and or geographic location. Definitions: program strategy alignment performance domain that identifies program outputs and outcomes to provide benefits aligned with the organization's goals and objective. Program benefits management performance domain that defines, creates, maximizes, and delivers the benefits provided by the program. Third is program stakeholder engagement performance domain that identifies and analyzes stakeholder needs and manage expectations and communications to foster stakeholder support. And last is program governance performance domain that enables and performs program decision making, established practices to support the program, and maintains program oversight. So if you see program strategy alignment, first is alignment performance domains that identifies program outputs and outcomes to provide benefits aligned with the organization's goals and objective. Program benefits management is about performance domain that defines, creates, maximizes, and delivers the benefits provided by the program. Program stakeholder engagement is performance domain that identifies and analyzes stakeholder needs and manage expectations and communicates to foster stakeholder support. And last is program governance, which is all about governance, making policies, establish practices, etc. So by definition, program lifecycle management is performance domain that manages program activities required to facilitate effective program definition, program delivery, and program closure. With that, we come to the next, which is these domains run concurrently throughout the duration of the program. Well, within these domains, so it may not happen that first phase is complete and then only you move on to the second phase. It can so happen that first, second, third, fourth are running continuously, concurrently. Within these domains, the program manager and the program team performs their activities. Nature and complexity of the program determines the degree of activity required within a particular domain at any particular point of time. Every program requires some activity in each of these performance domains during the entire course of the program. Work within these domains is iterative in nature and is repeated frequently. So let's look at this example of performance domain interactions. You have organizational governance, then comes through this program governance. This is first degree, this is second degree, and then you have program definition, which is about program formulation, program planning. Then you have program delivery, where you have component program delivery, where you have component authorization and planning, which means component projects, component programs, component oversight and integration, component transition and closure. And these are all interrelated outcomes, outputs and outcomes. And the component authorization and planning is taking feedback from program planning. Look at this. It is taking feedback from here. And if then you have at the end program closure, the outputs and outcomes, benefits are collected in benefits consolidation and sustainment. This is program lifecycle. I hope it's clear. With this, we move to the next one, which is all 5 program management performance domains interact with each other throughout the program. As I said, it keeps on, it's in a cyclical fashion and concurrent cyclical fashion and iteration based. All 5 domains interact with each other with varying degrees of intensity. When your organizations perform similar programs, the interaction among the performance domains are similar and repetitive. This we have discussed already, but let me. Organizational governance, program definition, which is program formulation, program planning. Within program delivery, you have component projects authorization and planning, component projects oversight and integration, component transition and closure. The outputs and outcomes are collected in benefits, which is known as benefits consolidation and sustainment. While implementing a program manager spends the time in these domains. This is important to understand. Organizational strategy, portfolio management, and program management linkages. Let's have a revision. Starting point is organization strategic planning effort, which is vision and mission. Here, full spectrum of the organization's investments are evaluated, prioritized, and aligned with the organization's operational strategy. Full spectrum of investment consists of portfolios of projects where related projects are grouped as program. During portfolio review, we evaluate the work. If we find that the business climate or organizational strategy is changing, then we decide to continue with the components of the portfolios that are in alignment and are achieving intended benefits and organizational objectives. And we close initiatives that are not aligned with organizational objectives. Quite self-explanatory. If you recall, everything is coming from vision, mission, and then comes your portfolio, and then comes programs and component programs. So if you realize that the strategy here has changed, then you will close the programs which are not in alignment with the strategy. However, you will keep on working on the component programs that are in alignment with strategy. During portfolio review, we propose and analyze new initiatives and have the potential for contributing to the overall forward progress and success of the organization and create the starting point for new projects, portfolio components, and programs. Conclusion. So you can say that during portfolio review process, programs are evaluated to ensure that they continue to support an organization's strategy and objective and that they are performing as expected. Point number 2, programs are reviewed to ensure the program's business case, charter, and benefits management plan reflect the current and most suitable profile of the intended outcomes. If you see, this is organizational strategy. Then you have program definition, program formulation, program planning, program delivery, component authorization and planning, component oversight and integration, component transition and closure, and then you have program closure. And this is what you have at a delivered value. A concept is approved for a limited time with a limited funding to develop a business case for further evaluation. The business case is then reviewed during the portfolio review process. This occurs during the program formulation subphase of the program lifecycle. Do you know what is business case? So business case is a document which justifies the need of this program or project. What does it have? First is need assessment. Is there a need? Then if there's a need, what is the feasibility? Feasibility study. Feasibility is of at least technical, environmental, and financial or monetary. And then comes business case. So first you will only do a business which have a need. You only do a business which have a need, but it is doable or feasible to do through technical, environmental, and monetary fundings. And based on that, you create a business case. That business case comes to the sponsor If he has any questions and stuff, he will ask, and then will release funds for the program. This is what it is being discussed over here. A concept is approved for a limited time with limited funding to develop a business case for further evaluation. The business case is then reviewed during the portfolio review process. This occurs during the program formulation subphase of the program lifecycle. Program formulation involves the development of the program business case. So this business case, as I said, can be at a project level, can be at a program level, and it will definitely happen at a portfolio level as well. So program formulation involves the development of the program business case, which states the overall expected benefits to be addressed by the program in support of the strategic initiatives. When the actual program is approved, funding is formally approved and allocated, and a program manager is assigned if the business case is justified and is approved. Depends upon the business case. Obviously, you not do something which is not business friendly. During the program delivery phase, program components are initiated, planned, executed, transitioned, and closed, while benefits are delivered, transitioned, and sustained. During the program delivery phase, individual projects and subsidiary programs within the program begin and end as the program continues during the delivery of benefits. The program is closed when the desired benefits are achieved or when reasons for closure arises. Organizational strategy, portfolio management and program management linkages. Midway closure of a program. If there's a program which is closed in midway, let's say the benefits realization, the benefits that you were intended have already been realized, or you realize that the benefits that you were intending to get and deliver are no longer can be met through the same project because of some changes in the government policies and stuff, or it is not feasible, then what you do, a program may be closed midway when the benefits and objectives to be achieved by the program are no longer in alignment with the organization's strategy, or when measurements against the program's key performance indicators reveal that the business case for the program is no longer viable. Right? There are two aspects that clarify the difference: relatedness and time. How? In a program, the work included is interdependent, such that achieving the full intended benefits is dependent on the delivery of all components in the scope of the program. In a portfolio, the work included is related in any way the portfolio owner chooses. Portfolio groupings of work includes efforts staffed from the same resource pool, work delivered to the same client, or work conducted in the same accounting period. This is with relatedness. In a portfolio, other groupings are also valid. For example, work performed within the same geographical area or strategic business unit. Work included in the portfolio may span a variety of diverse initiatives, and these initiatives can be independent. Though the initiatives may be entirely independent and are not related to one another in any way, the organization may group and manage them together as a portfolio for ease of oversight and control. Work included in the portfolio may span a variety of diverse initiatives, and these initiatives can be independent. Though the initiative may be entirely independent and not related to one another in any way, the organization may group and manage them together as a portfolio for ease of oversight and control. Time. Programs, like projects, are temporary and include the concept of time as an aspect of the work. As I said, projects are temporary in nature. They have a definite start and a definite end, and they are not ongoing like operations. So programs are also like that, temporary in nature, because they are being delivered, they are being done expecting some kind of benefits. Though they may span multiple years or decades, a program can be 20 years long. It is possible. Programs have a clearly defined beginning and a future endpoint, and a set of outcomes and planned benefits that are to be achieved during the conduct of the program. We are doing the program, we are delivering the project with intended benefits. Portfolios, while being reviewed on a regular basis for decision-making purposes, are not expected to be constrained to an end on a specific date. So let's say the portfolio is petrochem, power, and retail. In retail, you have programs. In petrochemical, you have programs. In power sector, you have programs and projects. Now at a portfolio level, you do not have a start or end date. Why? Because it's at a very strategic level. You may decide that, okay, no, we do not want to invest any more in power sector. With that being said, what you will do, you will stop investing further in power sector, but the concerned programs and projects will keep on happening. However, the leadership team or board members would suggest some other portfolio apart from power, petrochem or retail, which other sector to join in as a portfolio. So portfolio level, you do not have a definite start or a definite end. In portfolios, the organization's strategic plan and business cycle dictate the start or end of specific investments, and these investments may serve widely divergent objectives. So portfolios, while being reviewed on a regular basis for decision-making purposes, are not expected to be constrained to end on a specific date. In portfolios, the organization's strategic plan and business cycle dictate the start or end of a specific investments, and these investments may serve widely divergent objectives. With time, portfolios, while being reviewed on a regular basis for decision-making purposes, are not expected to be constrained to end on a specific date that we have discussed. It's at a strategic level that they decide which portfolios to continue and which to not continue and stuff, but it does not have a definite start or a definite end. In portfolios, the organization's strategic plan and business cycle dictate the start or end of specific investments, and these investments may serve widely divergent objectives. You may decide not to reinvest in the same sectors, and then you may choose to invest somewhere else. The various initiatives and work elements defined within portfolios mostly do not directly relate to one another and do not rely on each other to achieve benefits. And the last is, portfolios contain proposals for various initiatives, including programs and projects, that should be evaluated and aligned with the organization's strategic objectives before they are approved. In conclusion, programs include work, projects, subsidiary programs, and program activities that are related in some way and collectively contribute to the achievement of the program's outcomes and intended benefits. Programs also include the concept of time and incorporate schedules through which specific milestone achievements are measured. Programs include work, projects or subsidiary programs, and program activities that are related in some way and collectively contribute to the achievement of the program's outcomes and intended benefits. And last is programs also include the concept of time and incorporate schedules through which specific milestone achievements are measured. The difference between project and program distinctions are based upon response to uncertainty, change, and complexity. What is uncertainty? Programs and projects both exist in organizational environment in which the output, benefits, or the outcome of the work may be somewhat unpredictable or uncertain due to risk involved. Changes external to the organization environment also create uncertainty, which increases the uncertainty of managing programs. Individual projects are considered more certain than programs. Also, what we are trying to say over here is uncertainties and risk. Risk is anything which can affect your project positively and negatively is known as risk, and risk has to be managed appropriately. If it is a positive risk, if it is a negative risk, let's say, you have techniques like accept, transfer, mitigate, and accept and escalate. And if it is a positive risk, you have exploit, share, enhance, and accept and escalate as kind of strategies. So managing these risks involves efforts and involves a lot of requirements to forecast them well in advance and to manage them effectively. That is what being discussed over here. And then uncertainties in projects. The expected outcomes of a project are generally more certain than those of programs at the time of their inception. So because project is at a small level, so therefore you can manage your risks more accurately and comfortably. Programs at a big level, at a high level, so therefore the degree of uncertainty is huge, degree of uncertainty is high. Hence this is being said. As a project proceeds, its ability to deliver outputs on time, on budget, and according to specification becomes more certain due to progressive elaboration. This removes uncertainty during the course of the project. Programs, but a program may not have its entire scope, budget, or timeline determined upon preparation. To adapt to changing circumstances, a program can change the direction of projects, cancel projects, or start new projects. This creates uncertainty about the program's direction and outcome. Programs during the program scope and content are continually elaborated, clarified, and adjusted to ensure the program's outcomes remain in alignment with the intended benefits. If there are changes, as a program manager, your job is to manage things in such a way, or plan the change in a way that intended benefits are not being compromised. This enhances uncertainty and requires a management style that embraces uncertainty and addresses it more effectively. Yes, indeed, very important. And then you have program level. You may complete individual projects and provide outputs, products, or services precisely as planned, but they may not contribute to the outcomes that were anticipated by a program. There may be some variations with the intended benefits that you started the program with. This creates additional uncertainty about the outcomes of the program. What are they? In a program, the focus is on realization of benefits through multiple components. The complexity and duration of the program demands that the program manager takes a broad, collective view of all the program's components to thoroughly understand and successfully manage the progress and contributions of the component parts. The complexity and duration of the program. demands program manager take a broad and collective view of all the program components to thoroughly understand and successfully manage the progress and contributions of the component parts. Obviously, it is required at a high level. You need to manage things in a way that you need to take a collective decision, because as a program level, what you are doing is you are trying to manage projects at a group level. So yeah, that being said, the next topic is managing change, and we can I'll stop it now, and we can take a break, and we can join back in the next session. I hope you are liking it. Thank you and have a nice day.